This is one of the paintings of the Aomori cycle. The Aomori cycle is a series of 72 paintings that define the 72 seasons in Japan. In Japan's calendar, we find 72 seasons which are very, very short, basically. They go from 3 to 5 to 6 days. This one here I chose because it's very particular. It's season number 43. It's from September 7 to September 11. What I really like about it, it's a season of change. It's where we have mist. It's also the season of the full moon. The colors are changing a lot during that period. It was very inspiring, particularly while I was painting this work. Some works are very monochrome, they don't have a lot of colors, but this particular one became clouds, mist, water, rain. This is also very particular that this season hit the full moon, and I wanted somehow to integrate this in this painting. I went to Aomori about 5 years ago on a long trip to Japan, all the way in the north of Japan. And when we arrived in Aomori, it was March, but the countryside was covered with 7 meters of snow. But somehow there were some trees where the water melted away, and these trees, they started almost showing beginnings of blossom. So the contrast between the deep winter and the snow melt was very particular. And Aomori was extremely inspiring for me because the rivers were covered with ice and snow, but certain areas of the rivers you felt you could see through the snow and ice. So you really felt again there the first season change, because March, it was the season of snowmelt, and March, April basically is the beginning of the sakura season. So this is when I really started thinking of painting this cycle of paintings, and the first time I heard about the 72 seasons. Aomori was very impactful for several reasons. Number one, I read a lot about it, and you have these trees that they look like snowmen. You don't see the trees, they're really covered usually with snow and ice. The fronts of the houses are basically built all the way down to the ground, so the snow will melt down and not fall. And then in Aomori, you have also some of the best tuna in the world. The fish market in Aomori, where we went, was just one of the most amazing food experiences. So basically, you walk through the fish market and you pick your sashimi, you have a rice ball, and you experience this incredible flavors of fish that is fished in the very north of Japan. And that also left a huge impact. Another thing was the onsens. The onsens in Aomori are quite large. They're mixed. They're family onsens, so everybody is bathing together in the nude. And we are in the middle of this steam, and outside there is big windows in the onsen. You see the snow and ice. Some plunge pools are outside, so you have this incredible experience of when you come home from walking or from the fish market, you spend your time in the onsen, old people, very young people, children playing. It's a really family atmosphere that I really love about Japan. Japan, anyway, is a lot driven by season. We always have seasonal dishes. What I did not know is how short the seasons were. And when you read, if you have the occasion to search the 72 seasons, you find these incredible dishes and foods and flavors that are attributed to one season. And this is really very, very particular, and I don't think anywhere in the world you can experience that. So these short seasons, each seasons, when you read in the calendar, you read about vegetables, animal foods that are particular to that season and to the flavor that is attributed to that season. My perspective have changed enormously. First of all, when I started this, it was the end of COVID, and I had a lot of time on my hands. And when I started painting, the painting really were in the winter time. It was the end of the COVID period, and the paintings were very monochromatic, and I had a lot of time of painting these white paintings. But as time went on, the COVID period finished, and I noticed how difficult it is actually to paint just one painting. So more and more I started to work on several paintings at the same time, which became a very interesting process. I started reading about one season, but in 3 days I noticed, or 4 or 6 days, I never had time to finish a painting. So now I have this huge body of work that is growing and growing, and often I go back to another painting and I keep painting until actually I finish them and I attribute the season. I really hope that when this work will be shown, that the audience will start getting as much interested into the 72 seasons as I did. And I think by standing in front of the individual paintings and in the space that I will not reveal yet how it's going to be, you have a drastic change of color and lighting inside the space that will really engage the viewer to start studying the individual paintings and really trying to understand season by season as individual works and actually as a year of 72 seasons. As this is a very old tradition, I wish this show to be shown in ancient space, very large. I would like to compare it with the Pantheon, because the Pantheon has this incredible emergence of light. While we are preparing the exhibition, the lighting is going to be a very key element of this exhibition, because the seasons have a lot to do with the light. This is going to be the big surprise once we're going to announce the exhibition.